Alrighty guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back here to a second live stream here for today. We are starting off here with, or I should say, finishing off here with a evening update for you guys. We're going to be doing this the next couple of days while the severe weather does loom ever so closer. So hope everyone is doing well out there. Glad to have y'all here. Sorry about my other live stream, y'all. It cut out because my Wi-Fi has been being stupid lately. So hopefully it stays, stays good on this live stream. Knock on wood, of course. I am getting internet for my room specifically, so that will help out a lot. So hopefully that will cause and prevent, not cause, but prevent any more of those hiccups. Anyways, y'all, so we're picking up here where we picked up, or we were talking about here earlier. Once again, Tuesday, Wednesday, big severe weather days here. From the Storm Prediction Center. They did, if y'all are just now tuning in here for the first time today, they did extend the risk a bit to the north out there by portions of western Ohio, now eastern Indiana, and of course Michigan. A lot of central Michigan here, so we'll definitely need to look out there for it. What's up, Tiffany? What's up, Mark? What's up, Caden? What's up, Minions? What's up, Mary? Kathy says, new subscriber watching from Northeast Illinois. Well, glad to have you here, Kathy. Thanks for subscribing. And Northeast Illinois should be on the lookout there for possible severe weather Tuesday. So keep an eye out there for that, my friend. But thank you. Appreciate it. Let's see. Can't believe Michigan is in the risk area February. Yeah, no, it is pretty crazy to be in a 15% risk here. I mean, it's, more than 3 days out here regarding severe weather. It's yeah, definitely pretty interesting. Anyways, but yeah, so Tuesday, we got that severe weather risk all the way from eastern Oklahoma, stretching all the way up here towards kind of north central Michigan. Which this does include some pretty populated areas such as Chicago, Illinois, Indianapolis, St. Louis, Missouri, Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Grand Rapids, Michigan. Obviously some other places there as well. Kind of like Little Rock there too. I believe Little Rock's right in that 15% margin. Right on the edge of it. So, severe weather will be possible out in those regions as well. Come here for Tuesday. Now for Wednesday, it's a lot smaller of a threat. Here for Wednesday, we have ourselves that risk out there for northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, a lot of Tennessee out there, and portions here of Kentucky, even a bit of southern Indiana included as well in the overall risk area. So we'll be on the lookout for those regions on Wednesday. So, like I said, we'll be live both of the days here for you guys to, keep you all updated and obviously weather aware out there. So, anyways, let's hop the models. We're going to talk about a few things, what we got going on here. So like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday, that's the timing of the event popping through. Let's see here. Proxy coming with a $40 super chat. Holy cow, Proxy. Thank you so much, saying great to be here tonight. Hi, everyone. What's up, Prox? Hope you're doing good. Thank you so much for the $40. Holy cow, Prox. You are amazing. Thank you so much, Proxy. That will definitely help out a lot, as you are very, very sweet. Thank you very, very much. Seriously, big thank you, Proxy. Wow, big shout out goes to you. Seriously, I'm very thankful for that, Prox. Thank you, seriously, so much. Very, very generous of you. But yeah, we're looking at the models here, guys, and you can see pretty crazy stuff happening. I mean, look at that cold front there. I mean, this thing is very potent. There's a lot of lift going to be a factor with the storm system here. A lot of updraft potential, strong updraft potential. Due to this huge thermodynamic gradient here. So you can literally see, I mean, what I was talking about here earlier, which is pretty nuts. So Tuesday, whenever severe weather is expected to start here, you can see portions out there by Missouri in the mid 70s. But look at this. It's not going to last very long. As we approach our way here, literally here into the morning of Wednesday, the day after, we're going to be in the 20s more than likely. This is the brand new update here from the GFS model, really showing a quite nasty, frontal system here. It's definitely very, very, very potent. So we'll keep an eye on it. Let's see here. What's up? Let's see, Tristan, I think it's your name. Hope you're doing good. I'm from Africa. How bad is the dust? Not really tracking the dust right now. It's not really playing a factor in this storm here. But hope you're doing good. Nice to see you all the way from Africa. Hope you're doing all right. Let's see here. What about Nashville? Yeah, Nashville's at risk. We'll get to the specific areas here in a little bit, guys. But yeah, Nashville is at risk. Georgia. Yeah, so Georgia, Keith, when it comes to it, the risk barely extends in near Georgia. We'll just have to watch out Thursday's commute. Right now, there's no risk for Thursday, but that frontal system, here we'll go ahead and track our way down in time, that front will be out there by, let's say, the Carolina coast and all that stuff here on Thursday. It's still kind of unknown what this event's going to do for the real far eastern United States. I don't think it's going to be anything as crazy, obviously, as, the central and kind of east central country. But yeah. Let's see here. Should I be worried about Tuesday in Illinois? No, I mean, none of you guys should be worried, honestly. Like I said, I get it's a little scary, especially given that we have a pretty decent risk out there. Just giving that factor, it is a little concerning, but like I said, there's no panic. Y'all should not panic, obviously, like I said, we'll take this day by day, and, just know that things can still change. Things can still change and all that fun stuff. So we'll just have to, keep an eye out there for it, for the next little bit, and, we'll keep you guys posted here on the, on the weather and stuff like that. So, not to mention, like I said, the day of severe weather, so Tuesday and Wednesday, we will be live for it to do some coverage. Yeah, New York City, Andrew, is not going to really feel much from the storm system, I don't think. I think you're going to get precipitation from it. Regarding what type of precipitation, still unknown, because models are talking... Here, let me show you over here. Models are talking about that potential, that maybe some snowfall could be a possibility on the storm system. Most likely out there towards... Well, first of all, a lot of the... Let me hide my camera real quickly so you guys can see this. But a lot of the upper elevations out there in the Rockies... could definitely see a lot of snowfall. And as that low pressure system tracks its way relatively eastward, a very broad low, as you can see, a very large low pressure system here. That will eventually work its way up into Canada. And you can see could drive some snow out there towards, like the Central Plains, maybe the upper Midwest, towards like Iowa, Minnesota, and some of those other areas possibly. But, that's still, there's still a bit of unknowns to that. And of course, like I said, once it reaches the Northeast, there's a lot of different opinions. I mean, GFS shows you a bunch of rain, a bunch of snow mixture. And of course, we have the CMC model, which this one shows a bunch of rain with less snow of a mixture. And of course, Icon model, which is kind of the different model here. This one just shows pure rain, as you can see, and the snow remaining up north. So obviously, with that being said, I mean, there is disagreement. There already is disagreement here. So, whenever it comes to it, it's like... I mean, it's still a little bit unknown regarding that factor. Like I said, really for Thursday, there's just a lot of unknowns for what's going to happen in general for, the upper portion and the lower portion and stuff like that. So, anyways, When will this start? We're thinking late Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, from what it seems to be. Let's see here. Gonna see if I missed any comments. I'm trying to keep up as many as possible. Yeah, like I said, we're gonna hold the zip codes for now, guys, but we will get to some of those areas here later on. So, like I said, we're not gonna leave you hanging. Try not to. Like I said, there's a lot of people that's gonna want their zip codes read and all that stuff. So I'm gonna try my best to keep as many people weather aware as possible. So. Anyways, but yeah, so this is current satellite view. Just wanted to hop over here real quickly to show you guys what's going on. So we got a lot of dry air in the south here. It's been actually pretty nice in Florida. A little chilly right now. But of course, this is going to start to change as that new push of air eventually is going to start really shooting in the country. So what's going to happen eventually, y'all, is we're going to see a lot of that warm air really start to rise its way up here into the country. Here for Tuesday, and Monday and Tuesday here. And the opposite, we're going to get a lot of cold air. A lot of cold air coming down here from, from Canada. And we're going to have these two air masses, and they're going to collide, sparking that cold front out there, starting across like the plains and the Midwest, and eventually track its way further southeast here. Which, we're thinking tornadoes and damaging winds are going to be the main concern out of this event here. We'll definitely keep an eye out there for hail, maybe, but right now it seems like it's a little, right now it seems like it's just a little too early to fully tell, but we'll see. Let's see here. Anonymous says EF2+. We'll just focus on the tornado threat, as a whole for right now. Models are showing the possibility here for a pretty strong lower jet stream, low-level jet, as we work way later into this event, well over 50 knots across a lot of the Ohio Valley. So, I mean, we'll see, but, there's really not much I can talk to you about that as of right now. Is Mid-Michigan at risk, says Holly? Yes. Yeah, we are. That we are. What's up, Tabletop? We're doing good. For anyone in Chicago. Let's see here. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, even my folks out there in Chicago region should keep an eye out there for it. Once again, here, let me hop on back here. So this is for Wednesday here. This is Wednesday's threat with that 15% risk area here. So for the 28th, Kentucky, Tennessee, northern Alabama, northern Mississippi is at risk for severe weather. And, of course, whenever it comes to the day 4 outlook, which is Tuesday, the day before, the 27th, we have that risk all the way up here, even into north central Michigan. So yeah, north central Michigan is also at risk out there, which is a little crazy. Yeah, definitely is a little bit crazy for this time of the year. I mean, just given the fact that we're just starting to push out of February, and we already have a severe weather event all the way up here in like nearly the top of the U.S. It's not like an everyday occurrence you see that. I mean, or in every year type of occurrence that you typically see that. Definitely is pretty interesting. What about northwestern Arkansas? So you can see here the yellow area. This is our 15% risk for severe weather, in which you can see a lot of Arkansas is included. The northwestern side here is at risk for severe weather, so you should be on the lookout there for it. This will be Tuesday. Tuesday. What's up, Cade? Hope you're doing good, man. Glad to have you here. What's the potential for tornadoes in Michigan on Tuesday? Emily, there's no breakdown as of right now per SPC outlook regarding the probabilities for severe weather. All we know is that right now between Tuesday and Wednesday there is risks for severe weather across portions of, like I said, for Tuesday all the way from eastern Oklahoma cutting through Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Michigan. For day 5 into Wednesday here, day 5 for Kentucky, Tennessee mostly, and northern Mississippi, northern Alabama here. So, anyways, so like I said, yeah, those areas in yellow is the regions we really need to be looking out there for. This is Tuesday's outlook, remember, Tuesday, Wednesday. So these areas here really need to be on the lookout here for severe weather, which the thumbnail that I added covers all those areas. Basically, I just combined the day 5 day 4 and day 5 outlooks. I can't speak tonight. But yeah, so pretty big risk areas here is going to be in the regions here. So just once again, make sure you guys are weather aware and all that fun stuff, because like I said, Tuesday, Wednesday going to have some pretty big days, it looks like, and we're going to be live to cover that. I do want to pull up flooding real quickly. Let's do day 4 first here. I don't know if day 4 there's nothing flooding related. Day 5. Okay. Doesn't look like there's any flooding risk, honestly. So that's good. Either that or my program's glitching a bit, which I think I don't think we have any big flooding events with this scheduled so far. So as of right now, flooding does not seem to be a big concern. But like I said, we'll just have to watch out for possible updates and stuff like that. Because, at the end of the day, y'all, it is still, a couple days away here. And there is still things that can change and things that will change. There's going to be a lot of updates and all that stuff to the convective outlook and all that stuff by the time we reach there. Given instability and stuff like that right now, like I said, the models are, obviously... not the best. Long-range models have never really been the best at determining how much potential energy we could have in the atmosphere. But you can see just how broad of an area potentially could have some instability, which, like I said, take this with a grain of salt, but there could be a decent amount of instability available. Now, this shows a big cap, but, long-range models I've always noticed do show a big cap in effect here. Until the event gets nearer. Once again, like the NAM model and stuff like that picks up. I don't think... Actually, look at this. NAM is starting to pick up on it. Look at that, y'all. Well, there you go. Yeah, NAM's starting to talk about it here. You can see that push right there at the end of the run, the mid-range. So we're now at mid-range models. We're starting to get there. You can see that big push that's starting to pop up in the models there. That's the beginning. That is the beginning of it overall. So, like I said, just keep it out there for it, and we'll just be on the lookout for severe weather these days. And once again, it seems like late Tuesday. What I really want to look at is the reflectivity here, which reflectivity shows just a bunch of clustered storms, honestly. But we're gonna give NAM a bit of time, considering this is the first run that really starts to talk about the system overall. So we'll definitely keep that in the looks. Hold on one second, y'all. I'm gonna go grab something real quick. It's a little hot in my room, believe it or not. Where's my little fan? I'm gonna grab my little fan here. But like I said, yeah, y'all, we just gotta watch out Tuesday, Wednesday, and we'll keep you guys on the outlook here. Bear with me, y'all. I'm grabbing my fan. All right, we are good. We are good. We are good. Gotta unplug that. There we go. Perfect. But yeah. So like I said, we're gonna hop on back here to the risk areas here. So once again, here's day 4. This is, like I said, basically the big day of the two. Oops. Hold on a minute, y'all. My camera just cut out here. Having a bit of technical difficulties here. Bear with me, y'all. Of course, I leave for 2 seconds and then everything goes downhill. Let's see. What's up, Crystal? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Here, let me fix my camera. Perfect. Okay. But yeah, like I said, here for starting on Tuesday, that's where we're going to have some of that heavy activity start to begin. We're thinking it's going to happen late, like later Tuesday, whenever those storms are going to start to fire off here and all that stuff. So, we'll just keep an eye on it. But like I said, once again, guys, regarding the breakdowns and stuff like that, like regarding the tornado probability, the damaging wind and hail probability, the percentages are still not known as of right now. You disappeared. I had to grab my fan here. It's a little warm in here. I'll take off my coat as well. What's up, Rebecca? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. But let's go and hop on the models again here, y'all. Yeah, so you can really see that lower level jet that's in place. I mean, very strong winds across the lower atmosphere. You know, that is a bit concerning. You know, that is a little bit of a bit concerning to me. You know, because with strong lower level winds can allow for some pretty decent organization to occur in the storms, and you know, not to mention there is you know, possibility with some tornadoes whenever you start introducing a lot of strong lower level winds and all that stuff. So that's just something we'll need to you know, obviously watch out for. Now remember, tomorrow we're going to get a better idea what the convective risk is going to be. As of right now, it's a level 2 threat. I know there's a lot of people who's asking me, is it going to be an enhanced? Is it going to be a moderate? I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be right now. But, you know, like I said, SPC, whenever we approach tomorrow, so next update after this, so for the tomorrow afternoon update for you guys, we will have a better understanding of, you know, what risk and all that stuff that we're going to be seeing with the storm system. But yeah, look at that smacking cold air coming down here. That's what's really driving the severe weather event here. It's just a big push of cold air and a big upwelling of warm air coming up from the Gulf here. You know, that advection, I always say, that northerly advection coming from the Gulf, bringing in a lot of warm and a lot of warm air and a lot of moisture. And meanwhile, we're getting a big pool of cold air meeting us here. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's like this big collision between this warm and this cold air mass, which is, you know, generating a lot of instability. Let's see here. What's up, J. Lore? Hope you're doing good. I want thunderstorms, not tornadoes. I hear you. Yeah, me too. Me too. And, you know, like I said, we'll just have to see how things play out here, y'all. I mean, see here. Oh, this thing's loading pretty slow. Come on. You can load a little faster. Supposed to get some snow tonight. Is this Crystal? Gotcha. Yeah, there's actually going to be a bit of snow on this storm system as well, guys. So that's another thing I wanted to talk about here with y'all. But it seems like it's still kind of a bit of, you know, still kind of a bit of disagreement. Why is this thing loading so slow? Is it lagging for y'all? Sure hope not. But yeah, no, snow does seem to be a possibility. You know, for places out there in the north, you know, the Rockies and all that stuff. You know, the Rockies and the northern plains and all of that stuff. It seems to be a possibility. And of course, you know, as we continue down in time to what's going to happen for Thursday, like I said, Thursday, there's still a big unknown of what's going to happen out in these regions here. So, you know, Thursday, not too sure of what's going to happen. But like I said, we'll just have to keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. Let me try switching to a different model here. So that's CMC. Let's try the GFS model. We're going to hop to GFS here and kind of compare this. And so you can see here for the for Thursday's commute here, we are seeing ourselves, like I said, a lot of snow out there for the eastern side. Like I said, I'm not too confident on that, y'all. Really not too confident on this, considering, you know, not all the models really do support this. You know, there's only a handful of models that says, well, hey, you know, there's going to be that possibility. So, you know, we'll just have to continue to watch that over the next several days and, you know, kind of see how that does essentially play out altogether. Let's see here. Lagging. Oh, sorry, y'all. Sorry I'm having some internet problems, you guys. I'm really not much I can do about it. It's this idiot provider we have. If you move to Florida or have anybody Frontier anywhere near you, don't get their service. It's terrible. Like I said, I always say that they're just a terrible provider. It's the only good one we have, quote unquote good one we have here. So it's really the best I can get. But I am getting Wi-Fi put in my room, so hopefully that will help out completely. Don't want any tornado in my state in Oklahoma. Well, good news, there's not that big of a severe weather threat for Oklahoma. There is a little sliver, including in that slight risk there for the possibility of, you know, some severe storms. And that's on the extreme eastern side here of Oklahoma. So, whenever it comes to it here, it's a relatively small area. Relatively small area. Someone is saying we could get EF2 or stronger tornadoes in Illinois, Indiana. Devin, I wouldn't go off of that right now. Yeah. EF2 plus tornado forecasting right now is still not too solid. Given the fact we're still 4 or 5 days out here, y'all, I mean, there's some things that can change. And, while we do have a strong lower level jet stream, which models have been hinting well over 50 knots, like I said, it's just too early to make those assumptions to how strong those are going to be. That's for one reason why the SPC only has a breakdown for tornado, damaging wind, and hail probabilities for the first day, the day of, and the next day out. So only 2 days available. So, like I said, that's what's going on there. Is Wi-Fi acting up still? What is going on with this darn Wi-Fi? Hopefully it stops acting up here soon. Stop for me. Oh my goodness. Hold on a minute, y'all. Let me see. Oh my goodness. Let me see here. Well, it looks like it's working fine for me, y'all. That's weird, because some people are saying it's working, some people are saying it's not. So, I don't know. I do know it has been acting up out there. So, but like I said, honestly, this is what I'm going to do. If you guys can hear me right now, we are going to make a video on this instead, honestly. I'm probably going to put together a quick little video for you guys on this update and everything like that, just since, my Wi-Fi is being stupid. So, guys, if y'all can hear me right now, which I don't know if you can or not, considering that my stupid Wi-Fi right now, I'm probably going to head off here because it's being stupid. I tried calling them earlier, but they were closed, apparently, on Saturday. But I will make a video for you guys tonight, okay? You say your stream is fine, I hear. Okay. Well, it is going up and down. I do notice it on my end. Having no problems, huh? Well, anyways. But I will make a video for you guys tonight. Let me just go ahead and go over all this real quickly again, and then we'll kick back up, okay? Let's see here. Can see you. Gotcha. Okay. Anyways, but let's go over this real quickly one more time, and then of course we'll end the live stream since it's acting up a lot tonight, and we'll definitely work our way back here. Anyway, so for day 4, like I said, this is here for Tuesday. We have ourselves a big risk area here for starting at eastern Oklahoma, working its way through central northern Arkansas, through portions of central southern Missouri. A lot of Illinois, a lot of Indiana, a lot of portions of Michigan, and portions of western Ohio. We do have ourselves that 15% risk area. So, like I said, pretty big risk for severe weather whenever it comes to Tuesday's commute. So we'll have to watch out there for it. Once again, right now there's no breakdown on tornado probability, hail, or damaging wind probability. And of course, we work away into Wednesday. That threat works its way further down to the southeast here. And we do have ourselves, so like northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, a lot of Tennessee, portions of Kentucky, southern Indiana, will be at risk here for Wednesday. Okay, so Wednesday will be at risk those days. So Tuesday, obviously, is the bigger day. And of course, following by Wednesday will be the next day. So these are the areas we really need to watch out there for the next couple of days here. Regarding the system, as like I said, there is some pretty strong wind shear available. Instability still needs to be determined. Let me pull up the real quickly. Hopefully this will work. Let me pull up NAM. We'll see the instability. Yeah, the instability doesn't really get there considering that. Okay, so yeah, we'll have to wait and see how things play out. NAM's also showing a bit of a cap on the storm here, but we'll see if that does break as models continue to come through. What a cap is, guys, is basically a layer in the atmosphere which prevents rising columns of air from piercing the atmosphere and continuing to rise aloft into the cooler environment above. So that could be a good thing. But of course, that's not 100% the way it's gonna. Of course, it's not 100% certain at this point, I should say. So we'll just have to, keep an eye out there for that and all. And of course, that lower level winds with it, though. I mean, we're seeing some real strong winds. So with whatever convection can get past that warm layer or that cap, should be able to organize given the wind shear environment that we do have available to the storm system here. So, whenever it comes to it, it does seem pretty interesting, of course. And, it definitely does seem like it is definitely favorable for some strong to severe storms out there. And once again, like I was saying, guys, whenever it comes to it here, we are going to be seeing the possibility of, like I said, a bit of snowfall on the storm event or the system event here in general as well. Although we are still a little bit unsure exactly of, where we're going to see a lot of heavy snow. But we do have an idea that there will likely or potentially could be a bit of snow for the Northern Plains. Northern Plains, maybe the upper Midwest here coming for the 27th. So basically here for pretty much late Tuesday, I believe the 27th is. So basically here for late Tuesday, that does seem to be a good possibility. So we'll have to watch out there for that. And we'll definitely keep an eye on it over the next couple of days. And of course, like I said, maybe some snow in the Ohio Valley in the Northeast. But like I said, not all models line up on that idea, though. I mean, if we hop to Icon model, you can see this model does not show any snow for those regions, but morely just a bit of precipitation, such as rainfall. So there might be a bit of rainfall for those areas. However, snowfall on the other side is completely unknown. Is definitely unknown per se across those regions there. So, like I said, we'll just have to see how that kind of plays out here in the next couple of days and all that stuff. But yeah, CMC model, this is one of the ones that does agree with maybe a bit of snowfall happening up in the Northeast and and all that stuff here. Let's see, thermodynamics, temperature anomaly. Yeah, look at this. This will really show you. Look at that. Yeah, no, this really shows you where we have that warm air mass and that cold air mass here. This is just a really good demonstration here of really showing us the thermodynamic interactions we're having here. So I mean, you can see how we're going to have a lot of that warm air push through a lot of the eastern country, while a big shot of cold air comes down from the Arctic, which as that cold air advances southeastward, this will be generating a lot of instability, given the fact that we have, the polar opposites of a lot of warm and moisture-filled air coming up from the Gulf and from down in the south, which is going to really heat up the eastern country. But once again, like I said, this is not going to last long. It's going to be a very sharp temperature difference. First of all, it's going to be above normal regarding the temperatures, and then it's going to become much below normal overall. So, like I said, we'll just have to see. What's up, James? Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. Did my camera cut out? It did. Of course it did. Man, this stream is nothing but technical difficulties and just a bunch of hard times, so sorry about this, y'all. My stream's been acting up lately. I need a new camera and all that stuff. My camera's getting a bit old, so that's why it's been cutting out a lot. Are you sure that it won't move into western Oklahoma? Western Oklahoma? No, we're not expecting it to, as of now anyways, we're not expecting it to really do much, if anything severe out in those regions. Just given the fact the models don't show much instability for those regions, that threat is more to the east of you. Yeah, a bit more to the east of you. So we'll just have to see how that plays out. See, camera says new camera. Did I say camera says new camera? Rain says new camera. Oh my gosh, dude. We'll set up a new camera fund. If you guys want to help us out with a new camera, we do have our Venmo that's pinned up there at NWW116. Nah, like I said, y'all don't have to do that. But, I will eventually save up for a camera. Just kind of tight on the budget right now. Kind of can't really afford it. But yeah, no, I do need to end up getting me a better camera. That way I can, have more of a clearer stream quality and all that stuff. Let's see here. What do I think with Northeast Mississippi? So, for Mississippi, like I said, you can see that the northern side of Mississippi does have a 15% riskier for severe weather overall. So we are at risk out in these regions, my friend. We do have a risk for severe weather that we will keep an eye out there for. But like I said, at the current moment, this could shift. Of course, this definitely could shift. And I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but the last couple of outlooks, the risk area has been getting smaller and smaller for Wednesday. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to continue to act this way. I'm just saying that, like I said, there's still a lot of things that's changing with this event. That's what I'm trying to say here, is that there is still a lot of changing factors in this event, considering this is 5 days away. Well, almost 4 days away at this point. So, we're getting closer. We are getting closer to this event, and there's a lot more things that is becoming more and more clear about this storm system. But like I said, there's still a lot of things that does need to be worked out between the models and all of that fun stuff. So we'll just have to watch that and just see how it we'll just have to watch that and see how that evolves. As there's definitely a lot of things that could still change in this event here. Let's actually grab a few soundings. That's something that I haven't really done that much on stream with you guys. I've done it off stream. There's a lot of cap in place, as you guys are about to see. Once again, models regarding the thermodynamics, the potential energy is a little interesting right now. Very capped out according to like the GFS and all that. But usually, like I said, that's how it usually is before we approach like close to the event. Usually the models, the long range models, cap out an event right off the start. The long range models like the GFS never really did seem to be a good model to look at. But let's go over sounding here towards central Indiana. Just a quick little overview. Honestly, this is not really contaminated too bad, but there is a big gap, as you can see. So what we're looking right here on this side right here, this is what we call a skew T, which is a vertical representation of the atmosphere. So here is our ground level, and this is about 12 kilometers. You can see these little tags up here. This is 15 kilometers, 6 kilometers, 9 kilometers, 3 and 1, and of course the ground level, which is 0. So this blue line is very important. This really shows you the correlation of your instability or the available energy in the atmosphere. So if your red line is to the left of that dotted blue line, that is unstable air. All of this is unstable air, but if you look, there is actually negative buoyancy here in our lower atmosphere. So air is actually sinking and pushing against that warm column of air that's trying to rise. It's actually, the velocities are canceling each other out, which will not allow for any storms to fire off. So does that make sense to you guys? So let me try to make this a little more clear. So once again, this is lower atmosphere. Think of this as the ground. Think of that line as the ground here, right? So that's ground level. So as the sun starts to heat up the ground, it allows for that warm air to start rising. So we get these columns of rising air we call updrafts, and these updrafts will start to rise as we get colder the higher you go up, and they start to condense because of the temperature difference. So we rise and we continue to rise here until we reach this level, until the point we have negative buoyancy. So buoyancy is positive, which means it goes up. Negative buoyancy means it's coming down. So we have this air that's pushing down while this column of air that's trying to rise pulls up. And we have this area where, the forces are neutralized. They're canceled out. So there's really not any storm that's going to fire in this environment. I mean, even given the factor that we do have a hooking hodograph, which could support tornadoes, the wind shear is another story. I mean, we have a lot of, I wouldn't call this a really high, crazy wind shear environment, but it's definitely suitable for severe weather, including supercells. But you're not that's none of that's going to matter if you can't get storms firing off, and that's the big thing with the sounding here. So there is a cap on that in particular one. Let's go ahead and grab another sounding. Let's do this one in southern Illinois. Once again, this is just a visual representation of the atmosphere for a given time period, and this is for Tuesday. Same thing here. Look at this, y'all. So while the wind shear does support tornadoes, while it does support a bunch of severe weather, supercell activity and severe thunderstorm activity potential, there is that big bulge here, as you guys can see. That negative buoyancy, which that will be having some forcing air pointing downwards, which will either outweigh your updraft or neutralize it completely. So, with that being said, the storms are not going to be easy to fire off here in this environment. Now, like I said, that's good news for now, but like I said, it really seems to become more clear, usually the day before the event happens. As mid-range models and short-range models come out, then we understand a lot more of the environment, to more of a local scale. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes some sense to you guys. I understand that it's kind of like a teaching class here, but it's very important. It's very, very important to understand the atmosphere in order to kind of to see what we can expect. But also keep in the back of your mind that this is one model. This is one model run. So this is one run of the model. This is one model in particular. So like I said, there is definitely a lot of things here that could still change, even giving the soundings we grabbed. So, there is a lot of ever so changing things. Now, let me go ahead and hop over here to the Euro, the ECMWF. This is one of the things I did want to talk about with you guys. It's obviously good to gather as much model data as possible. You obviously do not want to focus on one model like some people do. Not pointing names, but there is a lot of people who only rely on one model, which is not a good thing to do, per se. But yeah, you can see the European model also does support some instability available, all the way from Texas, going all the way up here towards portions of even Michigan and so forth. So let's go and grab another sounding in southern Illinois like we grabbed and take another sample of the atmosphere. Now, honestly, there is a lot of agreement here. As you can see, there is a bulge down here in the lower atmosphere right around between 1 and 2 kilometers. So this is an area where we do have warmer temperatures. So as you go up in the atmosphere, the temperatures actually remain constant for several hundred feet before starting to cool down again. So what's going to happen in that environment is that warm column of air that's rising is going to slow down or come to a complete stop. Which will prevent thunderstorms from happening once again. So it seems like the models here really are showing a capping inversion, a big layer in the atmosphere. Here's a really good representation of that. Actually, the temperatures get warmer as you get into this environment. So as we go up, temperatures are getting colder, about the same, and getting warmer. So what's going to happen here is these storms are going to have a really hard time firing off in this environment here. As that warm column rising, or as that warm column of air continues to rise, once it hits this point in the atmosphere, it's going to completely stop because of that negative buoyancy, because of that sinking air from the stability that we have at this level. Guys, let me know if I'm speaking over your head. Like I said, I'm not expecting everybody to instantly click on this, but I want to try to help out as much as possible, and I want you guys to realize that there is a lot to meteorology rather than just looking at a couple of things. There's a whole big dynamical system, I should say, that you got to look at. You got to look at the in-depths and everything. And like I said, from what it looks like, the more that we look at this, the models are really showing a cap. Here I can show you that in CIN, or convective inhibition, which you can see that for yourself as we approach this event here. Look at this. real big cap in place, which could have a hard time firing storms. Now, there is a negative side to having a really capped out environment, because in some areas you're going to have it to where there's not a capped out environment, if that makes sense. So you have this big area here that is preventing thunderstorms from happening, but sometimes you get these little pockets where that rising column of air is free to rise through. And so that makes that storm isolated, to which that becomes a bit of an issue, because isolated supercells, isolated severe storms are a big deal. They're much more dangerous usually, because they can really use the environment to their, like I said, to their benefit. But yeah, once you get a storm going, sometimes it's hard to stop that flow, because you got that updraft, that continuous pulling of air north, going straight up, and all that stuff. So, like I said, we'll just have to keep an eye out there for that over the next little bit. Sorry, I'm getting very technical with things, guys. I'm very, very sorry. Do you guys enjoy me getting in depth like this, or do you just enjoy simple stuff? I'm actually going to do that for a poll real quickly, because I really want to know y'all's opinion. I want to know if I need to, kind of stop with all the real in-depth stuff, or do I need to do more of this? So let me go ahead and do that real quick, you guys. I do want to end up doing that poll real quickly, if it'll even let me. Hold on, let me just add another tab real quickly, y'all. But yeah, let me know, guys, if I am being a little hard to understand. Because like I said, at the end of the day, the main goal is to fully understand. Hold on. Fully understand what the environment is capable of doing, right? That's obviously the main important thing of what we need to figure out here. So let's see here. Let me start a poll. Do more super. Let's see here. Hold on a minute, y'all. Okay. Let me go ahead and put that up there. But yeah, if you guys do enjoy it this way more, vote how you wish. Like I said, that's definitely a very. I feel like it's definitely very useful to go more in depth like this. Typically beforehand, I've been going like very, very simple as I can. But by doing this, it opens my brain more to actually be able to process a lot more of this information. So, I mean, this is how I look at things usually. Let's see. Sometimes I like this in-depth stuff. Gotcha. Let me go ahead and see if I can get my camera fixed up, y'all. Don't know what's going on with my camera. Oh, shoot, it's the wire. Hold on, you guys. Let me fix the wire real quickly. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's try this. Turn it off. Turn it back on. Hey, it worked. Perfect. Okay, not sure how long that's gonna last for. That time it was actually my cable. It was actually the cable. Anyways, I like the in-depth stuff because I'm trying to go to college for it. Cool. Well, this will definitely be very good information for you. We're going to hop to hodographs here. This is basically a vertical shear representation of winds as you start from the lower atmosphere and as you rise up. It shows you the change in wind speed and wind direction as you elevate in the atmosphere. Let me go to Ohio Valley because this covers a lot of the margin here. So let's see. Okay, so we work our way over here to, let's see, so the event starts, there you go, there's the Cape there. So these hodographs, you really want them to look like this. You see how there's kind of a, almost like pirate hook looking type of view to it. So what the pirate hook is showing us is that, here, let me blow up a sounding here for you guys. We'll go ahead and make that hodograph a little bit bigger for y'all so I can explain that. Actually, I want to get the SKU-T plot included as well. Okay, so what's happening here, guys, is in the lower atmosphere, you can see that we have these little barbs. We call these wind barbs. Let me actually hide my camera again. That way you guys can see the height representation. So once again, this is a vertical perspective in the atmosphere, right? So this is pretty much, you know, you go up higher in the atmosphere, you go down lower in the atmosphere. This is ground level, SFC, that stands for surface. So 0 kilometers, that's obviously at that ground level. So anyway, so look at these barbs right here on the right-hand corner. So this is showing us wind speed and wind direction for this environment that's given to us from the model. And you can see these little barbs, how they're pointing up, which this means it works just like a compass, guys. So we have our north, we have our south, we have our east, and we have our west, right? So what's happening is that these winds towards the ground level, they're pointing to the north, meaning the winds are coming from the south and they're pushing north. Remember all that northerly advection I was showing you guys, all of that warm, moisture-filled air, you know, really ripping its way into country? Yeah, these winds are causing that. A lot of that winds is pushing up north, and this is bringing all of that warm air with it from down south. Now, we have that northerly motion. This is very important for supercells, which is rotating thunderstorms, because we have really strong inflow. And, of course, we have that, that warm air that's available that these winds are carrying. So, you know, like I said, that's that. So these winds are starting off moving to the north here. We'll go ahead and start the hodograph right at the surface, or a little above the surface here in this case. So you can see that the winds, they're moving north. So once again, hodograph, this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west. Okay? So so these are in knots, by the way. These little barbs are in knots. But what I want you guys to notice is that as we go up in the atmosphere, you see these barbs, how they point in different directions, how it starts from going north to going east in this case. So you can see that as we rise in the atmosphere, as we continue to go up higher in the atmosphere, the wind direction is actually changing. You guys see that? So we're going from winds pointing north at the surface to winds pointing east mid-level atmosphere. So that, my friends, is very important. That is very, very important for not just supercells, but, you know, severe weather and all that stuff as well. So whenever it comes to it, these are represented in knots, by the way, guys. This is not represented in miles an hour. A triangle is equivalent to 50 knots, which 50 knots is about like 55 miles an hour. Pretty close to miles an hour, but, you know, knots are a little under miles an hour, okay? Anyways, so one triangle is 50 knots, one long line is 10 knots each. So, for example, this barb, only pay attention to this barb here. The winds are pointing east, so winds coming from the west and blowing to the east at right around 6 kilometers up. So there's a lot of conversions you're probably going to need to do in order to understand this fully. But right around 6 kilometers-ish, which this is 500 millibar pressure equivalent, that's right around 18,000 feet, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So you're right about 18,000 feet up in the atmosphere. I mean, we're pretty high up here. So what's going on here is we have ourselves that one little triangle. That's a 50-knot wind barb. We have a long line, another long line. So there's a triangle and two long lines. Each long line is 10 knots. One triangle is 50 knots. So if you add those up, 50, 60, 70. That is 70 knots of winds pointing eastward. So the winds are moving at 70 knots, which is about nearly 70, 80 miles an hour, roughly. So the winds at about 6 kilometers are moving about 70, 80 miles an hour pretty quickly. And, of course, like I said, the winds are pointing east. Think of this as an arrow at the end of that little barb. So it's moving eastward, okay? So that's what's going on, you guys. So you can see how you can kind of understand winds more across the atmosphere. And once again, we have our winds that's at the lower atmosphere here, screaming to the north here. And as you go up in atmosphere, the winds change directions. And you might notice they actually speed up as well. You see these three long lines. What is that? 30 knots. 30 knots. So 10, 10, 10, 30. And, you know, as you go up, you can see how we start to get a lot of triangles, meaning that the wind speeds are increasing as we continue to rise in the atmosphere. So then you work your way over to this big box. We call this a hodograph, right? This is a hodograph, and what this does is just simply plots the wind speed over elevation. Wind speed and wind direction over elevation. So you can see at the lower levels, it represented in red. So you see these little things are red. This is showing you this level of the atmosphere is measured in red. This is measured in green. So it goes from red to green to yellow. Red, green, yellow, so and so on. So as we go up, as we start from the surface, which we always start right here, whenever we're starting our wind, or whenever we start our hodograph, we always start from the lowest point of the atmosphere, which is the ground. So in this case, the winds are going about 15 knots near the surface. You can see there's a long line and a half line. A half line's 5 knots. So starting about 15 knots, and we go as we rise up in the atmosphere. You can see that we do get stronger winds, and you can see how it does a shift to the east. That is exactly what we're seeing as those winds moving eastward. Once again, this is north, this is south, this is east, and this is west, right? So these lines, so this is representing 30 knots of winds. This is representing 20 knots, and this is representing 10 knots, and so forth, right? So does that make sense to you guys? So obviously, we're starting about 15 knots between the 10 and 20, 15 knots, and we're starting off moving north, which you can see these little barbs pointing north at the ground level, right? So we continue to go up in the atmosphere, and we're going to go forward and follow the line that will continue to bring us up in the atmosphere. So here at the lower level of the atmosphere, we're increasing speed, because the line's going forward. We're increasing speed as we rise in the atmosphere, and there is an angle right around 1 kilometer where we change our wind direction from north to east. So you guys can see how that does, essentially really change that wind direction, and to where the rest of the hodograph, it just mostly is winds flowing to the east here, and you can see as we go up, the more windier it gets. I know it's a very difficult thing for me to explain because it took a long time for me to understand it. So I don't think I'm teaching this very well, but it's something you're not going to instantly know. It's not going to instantly make sense to you guys. It's something that you'd have to, see multiple times before you really click in. But, just wanted to go ahead and show you guys more of the ends to meteorology. There's a lot of things to it. Anyways, let's see here. Can I do that for Springfield, Missouri? Yeah, we'll grab a sounding for Springfield area. Let's see here. So we work way down in time here. Actually, let's see, McSlayer Cave. There's not a lot of instability out there. All right, we'll go ahead and grab one right over here. Okay. So first thing I notice is, first of all, so those winds they're starting off towards ground level, moving to the northeast here. And as you go up in the atmosphere, the winds move to the east a bit more. Also, we're seeing a lot more triangles as we go up, meaning that, once again, the winds are increasing in speed as we gather altitude. So, for example, lower level, we're starting off at the ground, which is this barb here. So there's one long line that's 10 knots, which is about 8 miles an hour, I think, something like that. Sorry. 11 miles an hour, 12 miles an hour. I got that mixed up. So yeah, pretty weak winds at surface, about 10 knots or so. But as we go up in the atmosphere to 1 kilometer, the winds are already moving northeast at 50 knots. So we've already times 5 our wind speed at that point. So definitely is, definitely is increasing as we continue to rise up in the atmosphere here. So definitely really interesting. And as we continue to grow way up into the atmosphere, I mean, we're talking, once again, at this level here, we don't have to watch up here because this is where your storm top ends. Or the ceiling, the top of the storm is going to be right here. Okay, so the reason I know that is, actually, sorry, I did that wrong. The top of the storm is going to be right in here. Okay, so all of this is not going to matter in this case. So scribble all that out. We don't need any of this. So let's just focus in this column here, okay? So here's a height equivalent. Once again, surface right here, 1 kilometer, 3 kilometers, 6 kilometers, and so on. Here's also a pressure equivalent, by the way, if you want to look at that. One of the big things I do see in this, and here's the thing. It doesn't matter if we do have ourselves the best wind profile for this storm here, for the sounding. There is what we call a cap in place here. And so this red line is representing your temperature. So this shows us the temperature at that level of the atmosphere. And this green line shows us the dew point at a certain level of the atmosphere. So this dotted line here, I'm not going to really explain what this is, but just know, if you have that dotted line, that dotted white line in this case, if your temperature is on the left-hand side, that means that there is positive buoyancy. That means that a rising column of air would continue to rise until it hits this marker. Because you see that red, your temperature intersect the dotted line and go on the right-hand side. So if your temperature is on the right-hand side of the dotted line here in this case, that means that there's stability. That means that there is actually air pointing downwards. That means that there's negative buoyancy, which means air sinking at that level. Same as up here, and air is rising at this level. So once again, dotted line, if your temperature is on the left-hand side of the dotted line, that means that there is CAPE, we call it, convective available potential energy, which is basically, energy, potential energy. Okay, so all of this right here, this is all, this is all energy, potential energy for thunderstorms. So if our rising column of air was to start here, it would continue to rise until it reaches this level here. Because then the red line becomes on the right-hand side of the dotted line, which if it was to continue to rise, that red line would need to be over here on the left-hand side of the dotted line. Like I said, I'm not explaining what that dotted line is because that would be going way too in-depth with you guys, but just know that, okay? Just know that. But bottom line here is that we have this warm layer here, so the temperatures are warmer than they should be across this level of the atmosphere, which this is causing a bit of stability in our lower atmosphere, which will actually, as warm air starts to rise here, right? As warm air starts to rise, it'll get blocked because the temperatures warm up instead of cooling down as they need to be. Anyways, but I feel like I've done too much teaching, guys. I feel like I've, gone too much in depth here. Like I said, to this, honestly, a lot of you guys just came here just for a quick little weather update. I get it. But I did want to dive into the analysis just a little bit with you guys. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's very, very, very important that you can kind of see what's going on here, just like how I am. Because there's a lot of things that goes into it. It's not as simple as this or that. There's a lot of factors. And that's just a couple of the factors I wanted to go with you guys today, showing you guys the thermodynamics and, like I said, the kinematics regarding our wind shear. Okay? So that is what I wanted to do. Let me go ahead and turn on my camera again, y'all. To my new subscribers, this is a bit of a face reveal considering you probably haven't seen me during the stream. So some other YouTubers saying Illinois, Indiana could get an EF2 or more. These storms, says Devin. I think you already commented that a little bit ago. But anyways, so what my response to it was, what did I say? Well, obviously, it's too early to tell. It is too early to tell. The SPC, the Storm Prediction Center, they do not give a tornado probability until the day before the event, right? So the day before the event, that's whenever they have the probabilities come out regarding damaging wind probabilities, hail probabilities, tornado probabilities. And for someone to be saying that right now, it's a little too early. But I will say, given the strong winds that we have, let's just go ahead and take a level of the atmosphere here for an example. So we're going up to 850 millibars, which this is roughly 4,000 feet up, guys. So this is the winds 4,000 feet up. What do you notice? You see these wind barbs, guys? We didn't see. What are those? Now, we talked about this a minute ago. So you guys see these barbs here, like I was talking about? So, for example, you can see that the winds in this case are pointing south, and how the winds in this case are moving southeast. So the flow of air is going like this. Anyways, if you guys are new to this, and you remember what I was talking about with the winds, there you go. You now understand it. You can see how the winds are flowing from up north, coming down south. Anyways, but as we approach this event here, for the 28th, look at this, really strong lower level jet stream. So what's happening here is we got some real strong winds, really screaming up here to the northeast. Now, You guys can see, to the folks out there who, when we were talking about those wind barbs and what they mean. Well, first of all, let me go ahead and amplify one of the wind barbs. So we'll take this area for an example. So it's kind of a little bit of a quiz for you guys. Okay, so how fast of winds would that be? A little bit of a quiz to the people. I'm going to give you 2 seconds, or a couple seconds, to. I want you guys to comment this. It's kind of, I've turned this into a bit of a quiz for you guys real quickly, which I think is pretty cool. So this is a wind barb I drew. This is given the environment right below the drawing here. So remember the wind direction. I'll go ahead and give you a hint. The wind direction in this case, this is moving northeast. So the winds are coming from the southwest and moving to the northeast, right? So winds are moving in this direction here. So it's moving in that direction. But remember what I said about the triangles in the long line? See here, Justice says 60 knots. I'm proud of you, Justice. I am definitely proud of you. Yeah, man, 60 knots. You got it. You got it. So the triangle is equivalent to 50 knots here. And, of course, we have the long line, which is 10 knots. And a short line would be 5 knots, which is, right there. But yeah, 60 knots, which is right about like 65 miles an hour or so. So yeah, across 4,000 feet up like we were talking about. So 4,000 feet up, winds are moving northeast at 60 knots at this angle. So, yeah, like I said, those lower level winds here, those lower level winds like we were talking about, are very important for tornadoes. Not to mention because they bring up a lot of that warm air we were talking about coming from down below, from the Gulf in those regions there. So, yeah, for one, it's bringing up a bunch of warm air. And two, it's, allowing for organization of the storm to occur. So let me show you this. Let me show you this here real quickly. Let me do something real quickly. Let's do this. Hold on. I'm going to do something like... hold on. Bear with me, y'all. I'm going to do something real quickly. I'm about to show you why winds are very important. All right, I'm going to grab my Windows screen for an example here. So let me show you why winds are very important. So this is something that's very important for you guys to know. Like I said, whenever we forecast and stuff like that, let's go ahead and do this. So we're going to draw the ground. So our ground level, we'll say, is right here. So say that's the ground. The reason why winds are so important, so we'll say about 4,000 feet up, so we'll just say that winds are being measured right about here compared to the ground, okay? So whenever it comes to it, like I said, we have vertical rising columns of air. So first of all, we have the sun, right? The sun is a big ball of plasma. So what's happening here is it's not a, oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. Okay, so we have the sun that is, radiating and directly heating up the ground, which hot air rises, cold air sinks. I mean, that's just basic common knowledge. So as the ground heats up, we get these vertical columns of warm air. So if we had no winds across the atmosphere, say that the winds were calm from the surface all the way up in the atmosphere, so that warm column of air. So this is warm column of air. It's starting to rise and starting to condense, and then it will eventually slow down as that column cools down. We call it a parcel. As that parcel slows down, it almost just stops moving, and it actually does stop moving. And then what's going to happen is it's going to come back down, because what goes up must come down. That cold air, once it cools down, or that warm air, once it cools down, it's going to start to sink right on top of that warm air that's trying to continue to rise, which is going to allow for everything to cancel out. And this would end up dying. This would end up dying here. So the reasons why winds are so important. So we'll go ahead and draw our little barb here. So we'll have like 60 knots of winds here. It's a big triangle, but that's 60 knots. So the reason why winds are so important is because we'll go and restart this simulation. As that warm air starts to rise, now that we have strong winds, it's actually pushing that column of warm air sideways because you got the winds pushing against the clouds. So that's going to allow the clouds to arc. And what this is going to do is as it cools down now, it's going to continue to move, and it's going to come back to the ground. So this is what we call an updraft. This is that warm air that's coming up. You know, as the sun heats up the surface, it starts rising in a column of air, vertical moving air. And as that parcel, we call it, as that parcel continues to rise into the cooler environment, it is going to condense. And as it's condensing, obviously, you know, that big tower, that big cumulonimbus cloud starts to really develop. And like I said, it gets knocked over. The winds are arcing that updraft, so that warm column of air starts to move sideways. And of course, as it cools down and it stops rising, it's going to start to sink as it's cooled down, right? And so then we start to get cold air coming down. So this is your downdraft. So your downdraft is consisting usually of cooler air, and your updraft is consisting of warm rising air. And another quick little thing is that there would be a low area of pressure that develops under your updraft because you're taking air and you're lifting it off of the ground. So basically you're lowering the air pressure. And the downdraft, you'd be increasing the pressure, so it's a high pressure zone, as air is being pushed on you. So you're getting more air on you. So that's increasing the pressure around you. So your updraft, that warm column of air that's rising, gets arced over by the winds that are pulling east, and it cools down to the point where it's no longer rising, and it actually cools down enough to start sinking, and because it's more dense, and of course it starts to fall back down towards the ground, and that air is going to start pushing on the ground at that area and allow for higher pressure. So that's that. Does that make sense to you guys? To anybody out there, does that make any sense to you all? Does this graphic help understand how thunderstorms work, essentially? So at this point here, even though it just looks like an updraft and a downdraft, you would have a big storm. I mean, you'd have a big storm cloud at this point. Actually, you know, the top of the storm would be somewhere over here. Right in here. So, anyways, we'll call that your thunderstorm. Something like that. Anyways. But yeah, that's just a quick little demonstration of, you know, thermodynamics and kinematics in terms of how they interact with each other. All right, y'all, we're going to stop with the in-depth stuff now. I'm sure a lot of you guys are tired of it. So, but if you guys did enjoy it, I mean, you know, like I said, subscribe if you haven't already, you know, because like I said, I'll do more educational videos probably in order to understand, you know, just how the atmosphere works. You know, you guys can kind of see from that quick little lesson I gave you guys just how cool weather is. I mean, it's not just like sunny or cloudy. There's a lot that goes into it. And it really shows you how hard it is to forecast. It is a really difficult thing to forecast. And so, you know, like I said, that's definitely important. Let's see here. So is that what causes downbursts in the storm when the storm dies, Andrew? Yeah. So I guess you're talking about microbursts. So that's usually consisting of a very strong downdraft. So that cold air that's coming back down to the ground is so great and it's moving so fast. We actually measure that in what we call DCAPE, which is downwards convective available potential energy. I know it's a big word. But DCAPE is measuring your potential downdraft force, essentially. Which can also be met with winds. So you got to be thinking, as the winds are horizontally moving at these levels of the atmosphere, with that downdraft, it can actually point those winds downwards at the ground and allow for those winds to smack the ground. That's why it gets so windy during some of these storms. It's not because the air is sinking, not just that, but also because the air is actually being brought down from these downdrafts at certain levels. You know, so if you have a really strong low-level jet stream we've been talking about, like in this case, if you have a really strong lower-level jet and that downdraft gets a hold of it, it will bring some of those strong winds to the ground. So, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyways, let's see here. Lucy says that helps so much. Thanks, Andrew. No problem. No problem. Yeah, I'll definitely have to make sure to do a couple more of these. Maybe during the off events. So let's just say whenever, like we're not expecting a severe weather event popping through. we will do more of these live streams. Would you guys like an educational live stream where I kind of go over all this stuff in a live stream? I think that'd be pretty neat. We'll do that on my extra channel, actually. We're not going to do that on this channel. Let me go ahead and show you guys something, which I want you to do if you guys would like to see more in-depth things. So if you guys like what I just did regarding all of that in-depth stuff, do me a favor, do yourself a favor, go to our main page here, right, go to our page, and you should see 2 accounts. This is our gaming channel, so subscribe if you want. By the way, this is not a family-friendly channel here. This is me going more of personal Andrew mode. But you should see a channel called NWW116 Extra. Subscribe to that channel, okay? I will do more live streams on this channel, and I will do more of like a relaxed live stream, more looking at models, just browsing and just chatting more than anything. And this channel will be the one where I do education, okay? Where I do the educational live streams and all that stuff. So subscribe to NWW116 Extra. Do that right now. Leave the live stream, go and subscribe to it, and then if you want to, come back, okay? So once again, you just go to our main page, scroll down just a tad, you'll see this NWW116 Extra, and then subscribe to it. That is the one that you want to go to if you want more of this type of stuff, okay? So go ahead and do that now. But yeah, so like I said, that is just, we're gonna do more of that. Let's see, that was fun. I tried to make it as entertaining and not completely as boring as possible because, I mean, like I said, some of that stuff to some people is pretty boring, but, you know, it's very important. It's very important when forecasting to understand these things. So, let's see. So, Asher, Tennessee is at risk, my friend. SPC risk here. Let's go ahead and hop back to Storm Prediction Center. So here for, let's see, your Wednesday, SPC did put a 15% risk for severe weather for your region, so keep it out there for it. Will Central Texas get severe weather? Right now, there's no risk for Central Texas, but, you know, given the fact that there could be some instability on the eastern side, potential energy, there could be some strong to severe storms. I mean, wind shear seems to be favorable. For maybe some storms, it just depends on that cap we were talking about. You know, if storms aren't going to fire, then, well, you're not going to get storms or severe weather. I mean, even if you have a primed environment with really strong wind shear, which the definition of wind shear, guys, is basically winds throughout elevation, wind direction, wind speed as you go in elevation. That's what wind shear is. Todd says done. Good. So yeah, like I said, guys, subscribe to Extra if you guys want more of that stuff, because like I said, we'll be doing more of those live streams on that channel. I'm gonna start really getting into that channel and start doing more of that. So like I said, we'll start doing more live streams. We'll probably do, like, I don't know, weekend live streams will probably be the best for that. I don't know. We'll figure that out. We'll figure all that out. Let's see here. But anyways, my folks. But yeah, we'll just go ahead and go over this real quickly. So once again, you guys, whenever it comes to it here for day 4, which is, like I said, Tuesday, once again, SPC has issued a risk for severe weather all the way from eastern Oklahoma up to north central Michigan. North central Michigan. All these areas in yellow is at risk. Now, please note that this risk area will likely move around until we reach the event on Tuesday. So this is not final. This is not final. And also know that not all severe weather is likely to be condemned inside of this area. There is a good possibility that some strong to severe thunderstorms could happen outside of the risk area as well. Given that this is equivalent to a level 2 threat, and that there is another level down below under that. Let's see here. I know this is far up at AccuWeather. Oh, come on. I'm going to stop you right there, Asher. This is my opinion. I hate AccuWeather. And I'm going to get a lot of hate from that. But like I said, I've had terrible luck with AccuWeather. They're also the people who has a 3-month forecast, day by day, precipitation and all. So yeah, definitely is not a big fan of them, honestly. Oh man, oh man. Let's see here. Event on March 5th. Yeah, so that's way too far out, like you said. Kathy says I've just subscribed. Thank you, Kathy. Appreciate that. I appreciate all of y'all subscribing. Like I said, not only does it help me out, but it helps you guys stay weather aware as well. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win for everybody. All that talking made me thirsty there. Anyways, thank you, Todd. Appreciate it. Yeah, appreciate you guys. I love y'all. So yeah, I'm scared. Hope we don't get another tornado. Devin, like I said, don't be scared. I understand it could be a little scary. I mean, just given the fact that, the environment does seem possible to produce some nasty weather. But, like I said, you should never be, you shouldn't be scared. You shouldn't be scared. Do I think the Weather Channel's good? Yeah, I grew up with the Weather Channel. They seem better than AccuWeather. Okay. I'm gonna get hate from this, but I always seen AccuWeather as the wannabe Weather Channel. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. That's just how that's how I view it. It's like AccuWeather's is a poor attempt at becoming the Weather Channel. But like I said, that's my opinion. I mean, if you can't value my opinion, I mean it's not cool. Everybody's opinion should be valued. I mean, even though if you don't believe it or not, that's fine. That's what an opinion is. Let's see here. See, Samuel says severe thunderstorms. Let's see, tornadoes 15. So right now, Samuel, there's not a percentage on tornado probability. There's no percentage on the breakdown between hail, damaging winds, and tornadoes right now. We will have that on Monday, the day before the event happens. So for Monday, we'll have that information. Don't be scared. Be prepared. Absolutely. Like I said, guys, there's no reason to panic. I mean, I get it, scary. Like I said, trust me as a kid, seeing the same thing, I would have been scared. But, like I said, there is a possibility for some strong to severe storms, unfortunately. But like I said, you shouldn't let it freak you out. Because if you really think about it, the odds of you specifically getting a severe weather activity between damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes is very low. Very low. Let's see here. I know, but another YouTuber is saying we could get EF2 or more tornado in Indiana or Illinois. I mean, like I said, I personally think it's too early to tell that for sure, given that the environment is ever so changing with the new model runs that we're seeing, because there's been a lot of disagreement in the model run still. I mean, like I said, we're 4 or 5 days away from this event happening, and I think it's too early. And whenever it comes to it, like I said, whenever it comes to it here, there is strong winds. There is a strong jet stream. Like I said, that could support that, but there is a lot of other limiting factors, such as if storms are elevated, or if that cap is in place, or there's a lot of things. Also, guys, can you leave other channels out of the chat? Just saying. For drama prevention, y'all leave other YouTube channels out of the chat, please. Thank you. Appreciate it. All models agree on Ohio, says Nick. No. No, not all models do agree on Ohio. But I will tell you that, per SPC and all that stuff, we do have a risk in Ohio. It's going to be on the western side. Western side possibility. Anyways, so I've been through a lot of storms. I don't worry. I prepare for these storms. Absolutely. Yeah, you shouldn't worry. It's a good example. During these events, yeah, you shouldn't worry, but you should prepare for them. If it does become a pretty decent event, then yeah, it's definitely worthy of preparing for. So, anyways. But anyways, y'all, let's see here. We've been live about an hour and a half or so. So we are gonna probably wind down here on this a little bit, but not gonna end it quite yet. But we're probably gonna wind down on it here soon. See, zip codes. Yeah, we'll do a couple zip codes here. Let's see here. I just got a notification from Brenda on Cashapp for a $10 donation from Brenda. Brenda, thank you so much. That is much appreciated. Big shout out goes to you, Brenda. Seriously, you did not have to donate anything like that. I really appreciate that, though. So big thank you goes to Brenda. Thank you so much for the donations. You absolutely rock, my friend. So big thank you. And shout out goes to Brenda. Oh my God, here comes the zip codes. Okay. My favorite part of the stream. Oh man, I'm kidding. I enjoy helping y'all out, but yeah, zip codes. I'm not gonna lie with you, they do become quite a bit. Let's see, is this even gonna pop up here? Oh, come on. This site, my weather program is being stupid. Hold on. Man, this is the worst. During zip codes forecasting, it's like I have to pull up the SPC now. It's like, ugh. Alright, let's do this. Actually, I'm gonna we'll do this. Okay. Alright, let's do it this way. Alright, let's go ahead and start. Let's see here. Michael, 80138. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Alright, perfect. I'm showing. Bear with me, guys. Alright, there we go. I think we're good. Alright, 80138. 80138 here. Colorado. Yeah, there's no severe weather out here, my friend. You're good. Let's see here. Copy. Once we take a look here at 46033, 46033. You, my friend, are... Yep, you're in the risk area here for Tuesday. Be on the lookout, my friend. Let's see here. Kyle, 62964. 62964. I'm just going to let you guys know if you're in the risk or not for severe weather. You, my friend, yes, you're in the risk for Tuesday. Keep an eye out there for it. Let's see here. Keaton wants me to take a look here at 62899. 62899 for Illinois. And you, my friend, yes, you are at risk for severe weather, my friend. All right, let's see here. Let's see. So anonymous, let's see, 62560. 62560, Illinois. A lot of Illinois people out here. Yep, you're at risk, my friend, for Tuesday. Let's see here. Game rolls, we take a look here at 43219, 43219. Let's see here. Columbus. I don't think you're at risk. No, you're not at risk, although I think it's possible some storms could happen out that way. We'll just have to keep an eye on it and see how the models continue to show up. Brendan, 72022, 72022, Arkansas. A lot of Arkansas is at risk. Little Rock, you are right on that line, my friend. I do think that severe weather is a possibility, so keep an eye out there for it. All right, let's see here. Next up. Okay, so next up we have ourselves. Hold on. We already did Gamer. Okay, so we'll have to skip over them. See, France, let's take a look here at 63021. 63021. Missouri. Out there by St. Louis. Yep, you are in the 15% risk area for severe weather on Tuesday. Let's see here. Next up, Cala, 45238. 45238 across Ohio. Cincinnati, yes, you are at risk, my friend, for Wednesday, actually. For Tuesday into Wednesday, you are going to be at risk, my friend, so be on the lookout there for that. Okay. Enlighten wants me to take a look here at 60540. Did I just do that one? 60540. Illinois, no. Okay, Chicago area, yep, we are at risk. So be on the lookout there for severe weather on Tuesday. This is a possibility. Let's see here. All right, next up we have ourselves, the AT wants me to take a look here. That's 812. Quite a zip code. Cade, let's see here, 47235. 47235. Indiana. Yeah, most of Indiana, you guys can see here, is at risk for severe weather. Yep, you're in a 15% for Tuesday, my friend, so keep an eye out there for it. Let's see. Connor, 45377. 45377 for Ohio. You, my friend, yes, you are next to that 15% risk area. Like I said, some severe weather can happen outside of that region, so yes, I think it is a possibility. Let's see here. James says, thank you, Andrew, for all you do. No problem, y'all. Glad to help out. Brooklyn, can I please do Tulsa, Oklahoma? Tulsa is going to be right on the edge of that severe weather risk. I do think there will be the possibility for strong to severe storms out by Tulsa. So leave that as a good possibility, although models are ever so changing in which, that can change. But as of now, it seems possible. Let's see here. Lighton says, thank you, no problem. Is this going to make its way towards Nebraska? No, we're not expecting severe weather in Nebraska as of right now. All right, Fitz wants me to take a look here at 48045. 48045? 48045, yes, Michigan. You, my friend, by Detroit, you are not in the 15% risk area, although I do think eastern Michigan could see the possibility for a few strong to severe storms. We're just going to have to continue to watch it out, or continue to watch it and see how things play through, okay? Asher, did we already do you? I don't know if we did or not. So 37690, 37690, 14 or C. Okay, so you, my friend, are not in the 15% risk. If I was to pull up the, let's see, I'll go ahead and duplicate this tab real quickly. If I was to pull up the day 5 outlook for y'all, hold on. Oh, shoot. Hold on, bear with me, y'all. Day 5, okay. Okay, there we go. So I can hop between day 4 and day 5. Perfect. So for day 5, yeah, you're not in the risk area. We'll continue watching it and see if you do get added to it. So we'll see. We shall see. Let's see here. Severe weather in Oklahoma is... see a little sliver near Arkansas. Yeah, so James, as you can see here for the day 4 outlook for Tuesday, we do have a little sliver in eastern Oklahoma for possible severe weather. All right, good night, Kala. John says, check Broken Arrow, Andrew. Please? Or thank you? Or John, very demanding. 74012, 74012. Oklahoma, Broken Arrow. Yeah, no, this area here is, yeah, a little west of the 15% risk area. So you're not directly in the risk area from the SPC. But that could change. That could change. So we'll watch. You're in a region where I would keep an eye out there for it. Okay. What's up, Animating? Saying good evening, Mr. Weatherman. Hope you're doing good. Glad to have you here. See here. Gold Turtle says, very good. Thanks, man. No problem. You are very welcome. Very, very, very welcome. Tabletop says, Andrew is still alive. Nice. Yep, still alive. Still rolling. Like I said, y'all, I care about y'all's safety, and I want you guys to be weather aware. So, we're pulling what? I think we did a 2-hour live stream earlier. Well, I was going to go longer on earlier's live stream, but nature, being the Wi-Fi providers, decided that my Wi-Fi would go out. So, very, very nature-ish. Samuel, let's see here, 39183. 39183. Mississippi. No, you're not in the 15%. So you're not at risk for severe weather. Although I do think thunderstorms could fire in that general direction. So you're in an area I would keep an eye out there for, as it's theoretically possible. But yeah. Let's see here. Don't Care wants me to take a look here at 38128. 38128. Memphis. So yeah, Memphis is at risk. You can see right here on the 15% zone. So you are at the risk for severe weather on Wednesday. Wednesday's your day. Let's see here. I just noticed I say that like every time I get done with the zip code. Let's see here. All right, we're going to need a counter. I'm going to try not to say that anymore. Okay. Animating, let's see here. Oh, I'm done. I give up. I give up. I literally give up. I just said 2 seconds ago, don't say that. And what I do, I said it. Oh, my God. Okay. Reset. Try this again. It's harder than I thought. Animating wants me to take a look here at 13850. 13850. New York. Yeah, New York, there's nothing severe out here as of right now. We're watching the possibility of maybe a bit of rain and snow, but the snow part's still very much unknown, considering there's a lot of models that do not agree with it. So that's that. Okay. AJ is 74464. I'm trying so hard to keep this in. 74464, Oklahoma. Oh wow. So yeah, this area I believe is in the risk area. Yeah. If not, you're right on the edge of it, my friend. You're right on the edge of it. So I do think it's a possibility. Nicholas, please don't spam, dude. See here. Cade says, thank you, Andrew. No problem. Caitlin says, hey, y'all. What's up, Caitlin? Hope you're doing good. All right, Nicholas. Just don't spam, dude. See, 37066. 37066. Gotta give other people a chance, man. Yep, you're at risk Wednesday. Wednesday, my friend. Yeah, you're kind of in the middle of that risk area. So, Wednesday, probably early, possibly. We will be having the possibility for severe weather out there, so it is a good possibility that severe weather could be a potential. Okay. Tabletop, so what did I miss? Well, not a whole lot. Oh gosh, did I say it again? Oh no. Justice, did I say it again? I didn't even notice. Didn't even notice. It's just Andrew vocabulary. It just happens. What's up, Joey? Hope you're doing good. Says, how's it going, Andrew? It is doing good. Going well for me. Hope everything's going well for you as well. It's Louisville, Kentucky. Ohio River Valley going to be getting the storms Tuesday/Wednesday. I'm scared. Caitlin, don't be scared. Like I said, we'll walk you through this. You know, days before the event happens, and of course, whenever the event does happen. So we will be there for you guys throughout the beginning and the end of this event. So, like I said, did I say it? No, I said like I said. I say that one a lot too, but that's not going to count. So we will be here for you guys for that. Okay. All right. What's up, James? Hope you're doing good. What are we counting? All right, Justice, this does not count. So I've been saying, what is it that I say now? Oh, so let's see here. That's what I've been saying. That's my counting word. I say that way too much on this stream here. That in the term, like I said, I say those way too often. Yeah. Way too much. No matter how hard I try not to say it, it will come out. It will. It's just part of my vocabulary. It's terrible. All right. I've heard some ramblings about another storm system right behind this one. Okay, April. Too far for one, but also maybe. I know it's too. So, in meteorology, you're gonna learn something. Is that sometimes after a big storm system rolls through, it actually starts another upwelling. It starts another upwelling of warm air, more advection. Once a frontal system goes through, it sometimes creates a little spin on the bottom of the frontal boundary here, which can start kicking up more warmer air, which eventually could spawn another system. It can happen. But, you know, given the fact that this is, what are you looking at, March 4th? Yeah, no, I'm not buying it. Not buying it. Not buying it. Not yet. Let's see. My God. You didn't hear nothing. Hey, Justice, you didn't hear that, okay? Alright. Anyways, let's see. Oh my God, dude. Jeez. I have a bad problem at that. I really have a bad problem at that. Saying the same thing over again, dude. Like, oh my gosh. Nothing to be scared of, Caitlin. We got you covered. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, whenever it comes to the event, we did a live stream earlier this morning, or early afternoon, I should say. And we did another one here right now, obviously. And it'll continue to be that way. It'll continue to be that way until the event gets here. Until the event gets here. So we'll keep you updated every day until the event happens. And like I said, whenever the event happens, then we will be there for coverage. Okay? Justices count 3. No, we'll put that at a 2.5 counter. 2.5. Could South Carolina be put in a risk for next week, says Brandon, sorry. I don't think so. I don't think it's needed, at least from what I'm seeing now. There's too much disagreement. The models are really not agreeing on the fact of what is going to happen in the eastern country once this cold front advances to the eastern shore. Really not enough information on that. I work customer service. I do too. Yeah, it happens a lot for me. Thanks, y'all. I'll be definitely tuning in to live streams. Well, I'm glad that you're being weather aware, my friend. Anyways. Let's see here. We got about 18 minutes exactly. So we're 18 minutes until we reach 2 hours of being live. I don't know. I might end it here soon before 18 minutes is up, but I might end it at the 18 minutes zone. So we'll see. Yeah, no, we'll probably head off here pretty soon, you guys. Like I said, I say that one a lot too. So once again, that one's fine. But yeah, no, we're gonna end this live stream pretty soon, guys. You know, because like I said, an hour and 45 minutes of live streaming this evening, I think that's pretty solid. You know, also the almost 2 hours from earlier as well. So Samuel says tomorrow next live stream start. I'm shooting for 1 o'clock. I'm shooting for 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, noon Central, which another stream will be to follow, probably right around 8 p.m. Eastern. Okay? Let's see here. Elliot wants me to take a look here at 24201. Let's see here. 24201. Shh. We didn't hear that. Yeah, this region is not at risk for severe weather right now, but, you know, we'll have to... I would consider this an area we should watch out for. Let's see here. Oh my gosh. Justice, thank you for doing stream. No problem. No problem, y'all. Like I said, I love you guys. I want to make sure y'all are prepared and weather aware. It's definitely very important to me. And I will continue to do this until I am dead. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe one day you'll see me in what is it? A retirement home doing the weather. Imagine that, man. Imagine that. Old Andrew, 70, 80 years old, still doing the weather forecast. If I can do it, I'm doing it. I ain't ever ending. If the outbreak gets crazy on Tuesday, Wednesday, how long am I going to be live for? There's a lot of factors in that, man. Depends on what time I get up, how I'm feeling that day. I mean, I'm going to at least try to shoot for at least 4 hours a day. Gonna try to. Yeah. Alrighty. But anyways, Enlighten says, thank you, Andrew, for all the important information. We need to be prepared. Great show. Thank you. Appreciate that. Just says, all the youngins don't know how hard it was back in my day. Oh, man. John says, yeah. Let's see, nice stopping by. Stay safe, everyone. Been loving the weather since 2010. Yeah, that's... I think I really got into weather back in 2007. That's when it became a big thing for me. Yeah. But I didn't make it like my full passion probably until like 2012. But I started loving it back in 2007. So, James says, thank you. No problem. Brendan says it's hot outside. It's actually cold here in Florida. Yeah, right now it's like 50s, I think, for me. That's cold for me. That's cold for me. I used to be able to handle the cold very easily. Dude, I can't hardly handle the 40s anymore. I mean, I used to love like the 10s and the 20s. That used to be nothing to me. But now I'm like, in the 40s and 50s, I'm like, oh my God, it's cold. Yeah. I've been down in Florida the last 2 winters. It's like, winter does not exist down here. Our winters down here is like 30 degrees is the absolute coldest it gets here. You know, absolute coldest it gets here. So, yeah. About Cleveland. So Rob, Cleveland is included in the risk here for day 4, which is Tuesday. Oh, sorry, Cleveland. I'm thinking Cincinnati. And that would be for Tuesday, Wednesday. Sorry. I'm real sorry. I was thinking Cincinnati. No, Cleveland's not at risk. Cleveland's not at risk. I don't think Cleveland's going to see much of anything regarding severe weather. As of now, anyways. When's the next day 4 going to be? The day 3 of SPI. 0830 Zulu. So current time is 2:47 UTC. This will update at 8:30 Zulu. $71 degrees, not bad. Yeah, I think I got to like 73 where I'm at today, so it's pretty warm. Pretty warm. Anyways, folks, well, I think we're going to head off here pretty soon, y'all. Like I said, we've been live about an hour and 50 minutes or so. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it a stream for tonight. And we're going to hop off here. Once again, before I hop off here, big shout out goes to our donators here. Let's go ahead and hop over to that real quickly. Obviously, our donators are very generous and very supportive, which, like I said, is... y'all mean a lot, so thank you so much for the support. It means a lot to me in terms of helping keep these programs running, helping keep this man alive right here, and all that stuff. So your donations really mean a lot to me. So to the people who have donated, thank you so much, which that includes, we had 2 donators in this live stream today. We had Proxy, the whopping $40 super chat, and we had Mark here with a $5 super chat. Mark and Proxy, much love to you guys. Thank you all for the donations. Once again, that really does help me out a lot. It helps me fund like weather station building, like I'm working on right now. I'm working on a weather station. Just got a really important piece. This is a barometric pressure sensor. This will accurately show me the pressure regarding atmospheric pressure outside. So working on a cool station with a buddy of mine. Should have it done by mid-March. And you guys help make that possible. So once again, thank you very much. Once again, nobody has to donate. I'm not asking for donations or anything like that. But I will tell you, if you do want to support us and what we do and help us with paying for radar programs and all that stuff, we do have a Venmo. It is at NWW116. We also have a Cash App, Andrew13155. That's, once again, if you are wondering how to support us. I'm not asking for anybody to donate. I said I would never ask that. But that's how you guys can. It's also pinned there in the chat. if you guys wanted to help us out in any formal way. It'd be much, much appreciated. And I'll make sure to give you guys a big shout out too in the next video we do. I'm going to start shouting out our donators and all that stuff and our members and stuff. So thank you guys. Much love to you. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, everyone. You too, Enlightened. We'll hopefully see you guys here tomorrow. Well, I will be live here tomorrow for you guys. Hopefully I'll see you tomorrow, Enlightened, for another update. See you later, John. Thanks for joining. See you later, Azur. Is that how you say your name? Brendan, Elliott. See your. Did I say Samuel? See you later, Samuel. And see you later, everybody else. Once again, Mark, Proxy. Thank you guys for the donations. Y'all rock. And all right, folks. Well, that's gonna go ahead and wrap it up here for now. Y'all take care. We're gonna hop over here to the ending screen. So stream's gonna head off here. Whoops. Hold up. All right, stream's gonna head off here at approximately now. Hold on, not approximate yet. Approximately 2 minutes from now. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, family, anybody you're hanging out with in chat, y'all. You guys have a wonderful night, and please be safe out there. And subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Leave a like if y'all did enjoy this live stream. And most importantly, guys, share this channel if you can to everybody you know. I'm talking everybody because, you know, important information we give you on the channel could help save your life one day. I'm being serious about that. Like I said, it's not for a channel popularity thing, although it does help out by bringing more people in to help potentially save lives and help people out. But like I said, y'all, share this to whoever you can. I mean, your family, your neighbor, your workers, anybody you know, just to help spread awareness. And like I said, we cover the country, the whole 48 states here, the main 48, I should say, except for Hawaii and Alaska. We don't really cover those areas, but the main 48 we do cover. And if you have anybody across the country or anybody who's near you, just share if you guys can, and tell them to subscribe and tell them to help distribute as well, as that'll be much, much appreciated and will be very beneficial to them as well. Okay, guys? All right, y'all. Much love to you guys. We're heading off here in about 45 seconds. Y'all take care, and we will see you guys tomorrow around 1 p.m. Eastern for another update. Y'all take care. Much love to you, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out, my friends. Catch you then.